أولى ثانوي. فرصة جديدة وحلم جديد وهنعديها بالتأكيد، وهنعديها بالتأكيد. أولى ثانوي.
Welcome dear student to our channel Madrasetna 3 under the supervision of Ministry of Education. أعزائي طلاب الصف الأول الثانوي، أهلا بكم في حلقة جديدة من تدريس الأحياء باللغة الإنجليزية في الترم الثاني. Dear student, welcome in second semesters. Now we are going to focus about the first chapters that contains first lesson and second lessons. In the first lessons, we can differentiations between the type of cells. Okay, that's right. Learning outcome. By end of this lesson, students should be able to identify type of cells. Maybe somatic cells, maybe sex cells. What is the difference between both of somatic cells and sex cells? Compare between somatic cells and sex cells. Mentions chromosomal theory according to scientists Sutton and Beverly. That's right. Okay. Okay. In these lessons, okay, there are the two types of cells: somatic cells and sex cells. Somatic cells, for example, the number of chromosomes is constant in the same species. For example, in human being, both male and the females, the total number of chromosomes for sex chromosome. Somatic cells, all cells body, except the gametes, both of male and the female. There is a difference between somatic cells and sex cells. Somatic cells, 44 plus XX in female, 44 plus XY in male. 44, that's represent autosome cells. XX, that's represent sex cells in female. 44, that's represent autosome cells, and the XY represents sex cells in male. Okay. Now we are going to the types. It's called karyotype. What's the mean of the karyotypes? Karyotypes arranges the chromosome in descending orders. What the mean of descending? From the largest to the smallest, according its size, then numerated from pair number 1, finally the pair number 23. It's called karyotype. There is a difference between karyotype in male and female in human being by the sex. In male, XY, in female, XX. Okay, that's right. Genetically, they are the two types of cells in all the living organism bodies. Number 1, somatic body cells. Number 2, sex cells, gametes. That's right. Okay. Karyotypes. There is a difference between the two karyotypes. In a figure number 2, karyotype of human males. Why? This represented the male. The ending of this karyotypes, this is a specific type of chromosome X and Y. X long, but Y is the smallest than the X. The figure number 3, karyotype of human female. There is a difference between the karyotype of male and the female, but the number of chromosome is constant. Pay attention, please, and focus this main point. There is a difference between chromosomal set. That means that in somatic cells, 2n. In sex cells, n. That's n or 2n represents set. 2n diploid. N haploid have number of chromosomes. Okay? There is a difference between the amount of DNA. Amount of DNA is duplications before the cell divisions. For example, the amount of DNA, each chromosome contains 1 molecules, pairs that contains 46 chromosomes, 46 DNA. Before the cell divisions, the amount of DNA duplicated, reaching 92. Why? Because during the cell divisions, the 92 that found in the cell before division is divided mitotically to give us 2 identical cells. Each one of them, it contains 46 chromosomes, identical their parents, okay? And the number of chromosomes is constant in the same species, both of male and the female, that represent 46 chromosomes. That's right, okay? Karyotypes, it is the arrangement of chromosomes descendingly according to their size. Then they are enumerated from largest to the smallest. That means that the largest chromosomes that represent pair number 1, the smallest chromosomes that represents the pair number 23, okay? That's right. From the previous 2 karyotypes of the human male and the female, we conclude that there are 46 chromosomes, 23 pairs in the human somatic cells, male or females. These chromosomes are arranged descendingly in homologous pairs. That means that somatic cells, it contains homologous pairs, okay, of chromosomes according to their size from pair number 1 and reaching to the pair number 23. The pair from number 1 to 22 are called autosomes or somatic chromosome. That means that the pair number 1 to pair number 22, autosome chromosome. Pair number 23, it's called sex chromosome. Is difference between male and female. In male, XY. In female, XX. Okay? The pair number 23 presenting sex chromosome because it's carrying the genetic information for sex determinations, male or female. Who is responsible for the sex determinations? Male. Why? Because it's contained 2 different gametes. 22 plus X or 22 plus Y. So the male is responsible for the sex determinations. That's right. Pay attention, please, in karyotypes. Very important point. Arrange the chromosome descending orders according to its size. The pair number 23 not appear in this orders. Why? Because the pair number 23, it's come in size after the pair number 7. So the normal positions, it's found in the pair number 8, but it's putting finally in the ending of the karyotype because it's representing the sex chromosome. That's right. Okay. That's right. The pair of sex chromosome is characterized by the following. Doesn't obey the chromosomal size arrangement because it's follow the pair of the chromosome number 7 in size, but is arranged at the ending of the chromosome and carries the pair number 23. It's heterozygous, is symmetric. In males, XY. Homozygous, in female, XX. And the others is Y. X is long and the Y is shorter than the X. That's right. Okay? Number of chromosome. The number of chromosome is constant at the same species, not different. I explained you before. Chromosomal set 2N diploid in somatic cells that contain autosome chromosome and sex chromosome. Haploid cells in gametes, sperm or ova, sperm in male, ova in females. Amount of DNA, it's increased before the cell divisions. But the number of chromosome is constant at the same species. Totally is equal for sex chromosome. That represent 22 pair of autosome, 1 pair sex in both of male and female. That's right. This figure that represent there is a difference between the shape of the chromosome X and chromosome Y. Chromosome X, it is the longest. Comparison with the chromosome Y is shorter than the chromosome X. Number of chromosomes. The number of chromosomes in living organisms differ from one species to another, but is constant in individual of the same species. In humans, all 46, but is different in gorilla, cows, buffalo, cattle, different from the species to another species. The constancy of the chromosome number in the individuals of the same species, male and females, indicate that the chromosome carry the genetic informations, which determine the characteristic of living organism. There is a difference between male and females. Why? Because the sex chromosome, it's come in the pair number 23 in both male and female, carry the genetic information. That's differentiations between both of male and female, right? Okay, that's right. This tables that represent the number of chromosomes in different species. For example, in humans, the number of chromosomes for 6 chromosomes. In gorilla, the number of chromosomes is 48. In hen, 32 chromosomes. Wheat plant, 42 chromosomes. Cat, 38 chromosomes. Onion plant, 16 chromosomes. Okay. Vineyards fly, 8 chromosomes. Sweet potato plant, 48 chromosomes. Dog, 78 chromosomes. Pea plant, 14 chromosomes. Tobacco plant, 48 chromosomes. Frog, 26 chromosomes. Pay attention, please. There is a difference between the somatic cells and the sex cells. Somatic cells, it is diploid. Okay? We can make a comparison between somatic cells and sex cells. Okay? Somatic cells, it's diploid, homologous pair of chromosome. Sex cell, haploid, have number of chromosome. The chromosomal set in somatic cells, 2n. The chromosomal set in the sex cells is n. Okay? That's right. Okay? The chromosomal set in the somatic cells, 2n, in sex cells, n. Comparison between somatic cells and sex cells, somatic cells come from mitotic divisions. Sex cells come from meiotic divisions. There is a difference between somatic cells and sex cells. That's right. Okay. The somatic cells, all body cells, except gametes. Sex cells restricted only in the gametes. Sperm and ova, both of male and female. Okay? There is a difference in divisions. Somatic cells come from mitotic divisions. Sex cells come from meiotic divisions. Okay. Now we are going to a very important point. It's called gene. Chromosomal and genes. Chromosomes, homologous pairs. Okay? It consists of 2 chromatides connecting from the center with the centromeres. Okay? Each chromatides contain 1 molecule from DNA. That means that the amount of DNA it's equals 46 chromosomes. It differs before the cell divisions equals 92. That means that the chromosome consists of DNA plus proteins. Protein, it's called histone proteins. DNA building unit, it's called nucleotide. The sequence of nucleotide represents gene. Okay? That means that the DNA contains a gene that carries genetic information that's transferred from the parent to the offspring. That's right. Chromosome and genes, chromosomes are present inside the nucleus of each cell of the living organism cells and are made up of the nucleic acid, DNA, and the protein. DNA consists of building unit called the nucleotides. DNA molecules, carriers, genes, which are responsible for the genetic trait of the living organism. What is the main type of gene? Gene that represents sequence of nucleotide on DNA that represents a code of certain protein responsible for the appearance of the certain trait. That means that DNA sequence of nucleotide, adenine, adenine, guanine, thymine, cytosine. This code represents a code of certain protein. This protein responsible for appearance of a certain trait. If this protein not found, this trait disappear. For example, okay, melanin absence of the melanin pigment from the woman's albinism. This trait is recessive. Why? Because it disappeared as the result of disappear of the protein responsible appearance of this trait. That means that the gene sequence of nucleotide represent code of certain protein responsible for appearance of certain trait. This code not found, no protein found, this trait not disappear and can't appear not at all. So it's maybe okay mutations. That's right. Gene is the sequence of nucleotide on the DNA molecules that represent a code for a certain protein that is responsible for the appearance of certain traits. That's right. Okay? That's right. Chromosomal theory. There is a two scientists, Saturn and Beverly. Both the principle of the chromosomal theory. First principles, somatic cells diploid to N contain homologous pair of chromosomes. Homologous pair of chromosomes. Sex cells contains half number of chromosomes. Each chromosomes behave, each pair of chromosomes behave independently at transmission to its gametes. Inshallah, in next episode, study first and second law Mendel, dependently assortment and law of segregation. Okay? Focus in this point, this principle from cell chromosomal theory. Each pair of chromosome behave independently, free, and transmission in each gametes. During fertilizations, both of male gametes and the female gametes fuse together, forming a zygote to N. It divided mitotically, give us embryo. Okay? Principle of chromosomal theory. Chromosomes are found in the somatic cells in the form of homologous pairs to N. Sex cells, gametes, contains a half number of chromosome N due to the meiotic division of the gonad cells, where the homologous pair of chromosomes are separated from each other into equal set of chromosomes and assorted among gametes. It's transferred into gametes. That's right. Okay. Each pair of chromosomes have independently, that means that free. Each ones behave independently, free, okay, during its transmissions in the gametes. During fertilizations, fusion of male gametes with the female gametes forming the zygote, diploid number of chromosome, turning back again to N. The genes are located on the chromosome, and the single chromosome may carry 100 of genes. That's right. Now we're going to apply it about you understand this lesson. So choose the correct answers. Which of the following describes a chromosomal that distinguishes between the human male and the female? It's present restricted on sex cells only? No. Found in sex cells and somatic cells. Its carrier the number 8. In the karyotypes? No. In karyotype carrier pair number 23. It has a smallest size in the chromosome? No, not smallest size. According size, come after pair number 7. So the best answer is D, follows a chromosomal number 7 in size. Okay, this is the best answer. That's right. Another questions. Choose the correct answers. In the light your study for the human karyotype, what is the correct arrangement of 6 chromosomes in the ovules according to their size? Okay, the best answer is 8. In the light of your study for the human karyotype, what is the correct arrangement of 6 chromosomes on ovules according to size? Come after the pair number 7. Dear student, let's us to make a focus about the important point in this lesson through the right board. Please follow me and pay attention. Dear student, now are going to focus about the main point through this slide board. There is a 2 types of cells. Number 1, somatic cells. Somatic cells. Number 2, sex cells. For examples, in human being, 46 chromosome. 46 chromosome is divided as a follows: 44 plus XX female, 44 plus XY male. Okay, this is called somatic cells. This is called somatic cells. This represent autosome cells. Autosome cell. This sex cells. Sex autosome chromosome. Sorry, autosome cells in chromosome. Chromosomes. Sex chromosome. Chromosomes. Okay, that's right. In this male, chromosome X, that's 3%. Chromosome Y, shorter than the chromosome, this X and this Y. Okay? Somatic cells, diploid. 2N. Sex cells, haploid. N. Okay? For examples, sex cells, okay, 22 plus X, or 22 plus Y. This is represent gametes. Have number of chromosomes. Okay? Another point that related to in this lessons, gene. Gene, sequence of nucleotide in DNA, represent code of certain protein. For example, adenine, guanine, thymine, cytosine, adenine, guanine. This nucleotide represents certain code of certain protein responsible for appearance of certain trait. So it is they can definitions this gene. That's right. Dear student, thank you a lot for you. Best wishes from me, Mr. Hatem, biology teacher. Thanks a lot for you and goodbye.
أولى ثانوي، فرصة جديدة وحلم جديد وهنعديها بالتأكيد.